Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel for another update on Solana. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the fact that we are currently resetting the momentum. All of our momentum indicators are coming back down to their heart line, and it looks like we're getting ready for the next move. Are we going to be moving to the upside or the downside? That is what we're going to be answering in today's video. There's quite a few different things that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the trade that we were in from yesterday. I want to talk about momentum indicators, market structure, and also I've recorded a few altcoin updates already, and I'm noticing these bearish hidden divergences playing out on almost every time frame. These are playing out on daily time frames, and for some altcoins they're even playing out on weekly time frames. So there's a lot to talk about today, a lot of important signals to discuss, so let's jump right into this. Now, right off the back, let's get rid of this chart so we can talk about yesterday's trade. Now, if you were in yesterday's Bitcoin live stream, towards the end of the live stream, I was running through the charts, I was running through the altcoins that my community obviously wanted me to run through, and when I did go and check out Solana, I noticed a lot of bearish signals and momentum was subsiding as of the time of me recording that video. So we were going into a Solana short, and this was well documented in yesterday's live stream. If you are a member of the Cowboy Discord as well, you will also see that every now and then I do post my trades in the altcoin updates, and as you can see, we have been shorting Solana since $38.50. My take profit is down at 35.42. I'll talk about why in a second. So on this 3x leverage short trade, this will be about a 24% profit, and let's come over and see how far we've come down since yesterday's trade. So since we entered the short right here, we are currently down about 4.3%, 4.4%. It's, obviously moving quite volatile right now as we are breaking down. So, so far from this 3x leverage trade, we're well over about 12 to 13% in profit, roughly about 13% as we're coming down to that 4.33%. So let's call it a 13% profit so far. So all is good so far on this trade. Congratulations to everyone who was in the live stream and took this with me. And also, if you're already not a member of the Cowboy Discord, the link will be in the description down below. I do post tons of these trades, or I do post these trades from time to time, so if you are interested in getting in on these with me, then that's just another reason to join the Discord community. So with that being said, let's get rid of this now to clean up the chart. The trade, I'm going to keep it on there actually until it gets hit. So the trade is working out well. Why do I think that we're going to be coming down to the to 35.40? Well, in the most conservative move that Solana can possibly have, let's just say hypothetically Solana is still bullish and people are expecting a move back up to the upside. Drawing our Fibonacci from our low to our most recent high, it's really not too bearish whatsoever to consider a 50% retracement back down to the 0.5 Fibonacci, retracing about 50% of this move. So as we do come down to 35.39, this is where my take profit is going to come into fruition. Even if we do blast to the upside and this ends up being a beautiful W pattern, which I do not think is going to be coming into fruition, this is still going to be a nice conservative trade, making a little bit of profit here and there in the bear market. So this is what I think is going to be happening in the short term. I still think Solana is coming down to this $35.40. The market structure is pretty much unchanged, but I will talk about a new technical that I do see in just one moment's time. Over on the momentum indicators on the daily time frame, you can see the squeeze bomb had a very, very weak bounce in favor of the bulls. And if we do zoom out on the price action and zoom out on our momentum indicators, you can see Solana does this every now and then. The most recent bullish momentum shift we had on the squeeze bomb was up to $144, and you can see how nice of a flip this was. What happened as soon as we started to tick into dark green, we were up here at 133, and to the peak of the downtrend over on our price action, we came all the way down to $24. So these momentum shifts, especially when you reset bullish momentum on a bullish uptrend, or should I say a bull trap, because this is really what we're witnessing on Solana right now, you are getting ready for that next major momentum shift to the downside. So on the daily time frame, this is why we have the name of the video. The momentum is currently resetting, and we're either going to decide, are we going to come down and retest this 0.5 Fibonacci, maybe the 618 down here at 34.40? Are we going to have a massive rally to the upside after then and continue with our bullish uptrend, or are we going to switch over into a bearish stance? In my opinion, we're going to switch bearish for a multitude of reasons, and I'll run through them one by one. right off the back, let's head down to, let's actually talk about the daily momentum indicators quickly. We've already talked about the squeeze mom resetting. The money flow indicator is coming up to the heart line. We've basically been lollygagging beneath the heart line. This has been super strong resistance since the 14th of April. Every time we come up to this heart line, it seems like we are at a lower price target in terms of price action. If we do look at the MACD as well, MACD is running out of momentum after switching bullish. We do this quite a few times since our most recent bounce where we have found our low in our market structure. Even from down here, the MACD has been slowly heading up. We are, once again, with these moves that we do have to the upside, we are running out of momentum right now on the daily time frame. We're starting to tick into dark blue, which is indicative that very soon the green moving average is going to converge between the yellow moving average, and we're going to start heading down for our next major move to the downside. Is this going to happen soon? Well, let's look at the 4-hourly time frame and see if this move is already starting to solidify. Well, as Solana is coming down to your 0.5 and 618 Fibonacci, down to this orange box, which is the most important set of Fibonacci's we have, you can see the squeeze mom on the 4-hourly time frame is getting ready for a major move to the downside. The last time we started ticking into light red, we were at the top here at 40. This is when this light red candle started to solidify. It was very small, it was basically at the heart line, and as the price moved down from 40, this is where you got a big jump down in the light red. From $40 we moved all the way down to we moved down to $31. So we had a pretty big move to the downside, and as you can see, we've currently reset these momentum indicators, and now it looks like we're also gearing up for that next move to the downside as well. When you do look at Sol on the 4-hourly time frame, it does seem like we are solidifying a rounding top. It's very likely we continue to move back down to the downside. Money flow indicator, we've already said, is stuck at the heart line. Squeeze mom is heading to the downside on the 4-hourly time frame. MACD is heading to the downside on the 4-hourly time frame, but we're still overextended in the bullish side of things over on the MACD before we've even switched below the heart line. So this can get a lot worse for the MACD. This can get a lot worse for the MACD specifically. Things like the squeeze mom as well have really just started to move down from the heart line. So once again, this is why we have the name of the video. We're currently witnessing a momentum reset over on the price of Solana. I want to talk about one last technical before we do move over to the hidden bearish divergence. This is the strongest technical that I can possibly display that is going on with the altcoins, not just for Solana, but for basically every crypto right now. So let's remove the drawings and make everything very neat, very concise and black and white, so we can focus on this one technical that we've got playing out right now. So since the most recent uptrend at $27, we've got a left shoulder, we've got a head, we've got our neckline solidifying down here, you've got a right shoulder, and this should be taking us down. If I mark this as white so you can see it a bit easier, this should be taking us down. Let's say we break down today or tomorrow, this should be taking us down to around about $34.70. Now, what happens if you do break below the floorboards of this? So if we do this on the daily time frame, if not the daily time frame rather, if we do this today, because the longer and longer we take, the higher the breakdown is going to be. So if we do break below $34.50, we're probably going to be rocketing to the downside of this head and shoulders pattern. Why do I think we're going to be rocketing to the downside even though we would have only just moved below this trend line? Well, because of the momentum indicators, they are getting ready to reset on the daily time frame. This is going to allow tons of momentum and tons of volume to step back in on the market. If we do look at the daily time frame, you can basically see bulls stepped in while we were coming up to this head at $43, and ever since then momentum for the bulls has been subsiding. You can see this very clear downtrend on the volume, and in terms of the bears have stepped in quite a few times. Every now and then bulls step back in, but now we've got the bears coming into this momentum shift. Now at this moment in time, volume is very stagnant, so definitely take that with a grain of salt. If we do head over to the 4-hourly time frame, you can really see there is really a whole lot of nothing right now, where bulls are very clearly fighting with the bears. It's not like bears have full control of this trend yet, and like I said, this ties in with the title of this video. We have not yet witnessed this major bearish momentum shift. We are currently sitting at the cusp of either a bullish retest or a bearish or the start of a bearish market structure. I think we're going to be entering a bearish market structure. You can see the price target of this for Solana will be taking us down to $22 on this head and shoulders down to the downside. Does this line up with my other price targets? Well, I actually have a $24 price target, which I have been talking about since about $38. You can see this is a 1.618 Fibonacci from one of our most recent swing lows up to our swing highs. So this is what I think is going to be playing out in the short term. Once again, your 1.618 is this orange line down here at $24. This is still about a 36% drop to the downside in the short term. Now, in the higher time frames, I do unfortunately think, well, I say unfortunately, I currently don't hold a lot of Solana right now, so it really doesn't bother me. I am actually hoping we move down to these massively oversold regions. In my opinion, if you're already a veteran of my channel, you'll know what I'm about to say. My price targets for Solana are around about that $11 down to $9. The specific target backed up by TA is this range between $10 and $7.50. Do I think we're going to $7.50? No, I don't. My targets are between $11 and $9. I want to be able to front run the market if we do go down to $10, because for example, if we come down to, $10.30, I want to make sure that I'm buying heavily at $11. I want to make sure I'm buying heavily at $10, $10.50, $9.50, $9. You may be looking at this analysis if you're new to the channel and thinking I'm a bear of Solana, I don't like the project. That's absolutely not true. If you do go look at my YouTube profile, you will see my profile pic is a Solana NFT. These pictures over here, these are Solana NFTs. I have the Solana coin in my banner of my profile. So if you are new to the channel, before you think I'm hating on Solana or I'm saying, it's a bad crypto and it's heading to zero, absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm simply recognizing the market structure of every cryptocurrency, including Solana, is extremely bearish right now. I've been bearish for months now over on Solana. And if you have been bullish on Solana the past couple of months, you have been DCAing, like everyone always says, DCA in a bear market, great idea, right? It's not a great idea. I was here in 2018. I did exactly what retail traders did. They say DCA the entire way down in the bear market. What happens is these cryptos move down 50, 60, 70%. You think you're getting good discounts. You spend all your money DCAing at these price targets because that is what everyone else is doing. And then what happens when you have that final capitulation down another 70, 75%? No one has any more money to buy the dip apart from the people who are sitting on the sidelines very patiently. I made the mistake of DCAing the whole way down in the 2018 bear market and I got wrecked, and it took me, like a year and a half for these cryptocurrencies to come back to even break even price targets. This is what will happen to you if you're DCAing in a bear market. So, do your own TA, make your own decisions, make your own trading plan and stick with it. My trading plan is to do the complete opposite of retail traders. Retail traders think the bottom is in. They're saying to buy the dip. I don't think the bottom is in. I'm currently not buying the dip, but I am waiting for, $11 to $9 to be in play for Solana. That is what I think is going to be happening on the Solana price action. Now, if we talk about the most important signal of all, and like I said, I've recorded a few altcoin updates today, and this is basically playing out on all altcoins right now, and including Bitcoin. This is hidden bearish divergence. Now, I'll show you what it is over on Bitcoin, and then we'll talk about what's going on Solana, because if Bitcoin breaks down from this hidden bearish divergence, then Solana's hidden bearish divergence is going to come down as well, but it's going to be a lot nastier. So if we look at Bitcoin, what hidden bearish divergence is where the price action is bearishly diverging from the oscillator, which we're going to be using on the RSI. So hidden bearish divergence is where you've got highs in the price action, you've got lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. It doesn't necessarily have to be a simple trend line. It is basically the market structure. If you've got highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and you draw a line of best fit, and that is what's happening. And then you look at the RSI and you see on your oscillator, you've got a high, you've got a higher high, higher high, higher high. This was actually a higher high as well, and a higher high here. This is known as hidden bearish divergence. Once again, the price is bearishly diverging from the oscillator. Why does this make sense? So Why this makes sense is that the price is moving to the downside. So obviously the price action is bearish because we're making low highs, but the oscillator is going up and up and up. So you can imagine if this plays out for a little bit more and we keep on doing this and you keep on coming down and making lower highs, but the oscillator keeps on moving up and getting more and more and more overextended, you can imagine at some point in time, the oscillator is going to become more and more and more overbought. And this is going to be happening while the price action is moving down, meaning that even though in the price action you're setting up lower high after lower high after lower high, you are getting more and more overextended. The market is coming to this phase where it's going to becoming weaker and weaker and weaker, and because of this we're going to have a massive run to the downside when this finally starts to play out. As of the time of recording this, if we go over to the minute time frame, you can see over on Bitcoin this is starting to play out already. We're massively capitulating. What is Solana doing? Solana is doing the exact same thing. You've got highs, higher highs, you've got highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and lower highs. And what is the oscillator doing? It's got highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, and then as you can see, it looks like the divergence is starting to play out. We didn't quite make it up to the trend line, and the oscillator's already starting to head down to the downside. So I think very, very soon that Solana is going to be rocketing to the downside once again. Do not think that I'm a Solana bear. Do not think I am a Solana bear at this moment in time. I'm not a perma Solana bear. I'm a big fan of the Solana ecosystem. I love their NFT marketplaces. I love their community. I'm a big part of it over on Twitter. If you do follow me over on Twitter, as you can see here, my profile pic is a Solana NFT. If you're in the Discord, my profile pic on Discord is a Solana NFT. I'm a massive fan of Solana, but now is not the time to be bullish. You have all these bearish technicals playing out, and it looks like we're getting ready for that bearish it looks like we're getting ready for that momentum reset. And in my opinion, because of everything we've talked about today, with the hidden bearish divergence on Bitcoin, hidden bearish divergence on Solana, the price action, the head and shoulders going to the downside, the lack of momentum, the lack of volume coming in, and the oscillators heading down, all of these in tandem are going to drag the price to the downside. And it looks like very, very soon this short position we're in on Solana is going to get filled. So I hope you did enjoy today's content. As always, once again as well, if you do want to follow me over on Twitter, because I do post some of these charts that I do witness over on Twitter. You know, I post a lot of charts over on Twitter before they get posted on YouTube, and also I post a lot of content on Twitter that wouldn't quite constitute an entire video over on YouTube. Also, if you do want to join the Discord community so you can get in on more good trades like this, be sure to head over to the Discord. The link, the invite for the Discord, my Twitter, all of my socials are down below in the description down below. Hope to see you all in the next video, and as always, my friends, cowboy out. Peace.